this Generate with AI feature on MindPal, you can generate any AI workflow in just a second, just like this. Hi everyone, welcome to MindPal. Continue our podcast marketing tool series. Today I'm going to show you in detail the process of building the next tool for podcast marketing. On my screen is the new tool that I just created. This tool can help me generate a recap newsletter and social media content by processing my podcast transcript or my ideas to be included in this process. Now I'm going to show you how this tool will generate the result for me. So I will input the link to my webinar here, and I can type in several ideas that I want this recap or the social media content to include for me. So I can type some idea like that is included from our last webinar. Now, I will start running this workflow to see it result. And as you can see, the workflow start running for me in the format that I want. And it generates for me the recap including the discussion highlight, key takeaway from the workflow. And now I ask this workflow to generate for me some content highlight that I can include in a series of social media posts. Then from this code and insight, it generates for me some social media posts on LinkedIn, Facebook that I can post on my platforms. And it's similar to Instagram, it's similar to X posts. As you can see, within a single run, I can finish almost of content creation work after my webinar or podcast. So now I'm gonna show you how to build this workflow from the scratch. Before diving in, you can try using this workflow for free on our workflow template library. So you can go to mypal.space workflow. So you can click on podcast category, and this is the workflow that we already published for you to try using it for free. And it's also included in our template libraries as well. So, but I think in this section, I'm gonna introduce and show you the process that I create this workflow. So we come back to the workflow that we generate with AI from the beginning. Now we will take some step further to make this workflow better for us. So this is the draft of the workflow that I use after generate with AI. And as you can see, compared to the latest workflow that we have here, it doesn't include some full details that I want. So I might change a little bit and then regenerate this workflow with AI. So I can include content highlight, then LinkedIn, Facebook post, then Instagram post, then Twitter X post. So it can generate for me like this. Here is the workflow that is completely done for me, and I think it's look good for me. It's received input that I intend to input, including the URL, postcard URL of file or original content, and several steps that I already have in the workflow that I just created. And now I can save this workflow. Then I will take further steps to make this workflow better so that the tool can be more powerful and more functional. So first thing first, I want to make this field as optional because sometimes I just need to input one or two out of this three input field. And second thing, I need to make sure that the data passed into each step will include the information I want from the trigger input and the step output. So for the first step, creating postcast recap. So of course, this step must receive information from one of these three trigger input, right? So I would tag because the workflow generated with AI do not include this data. So I'm gonna pass in more more data in the trigger input like this. So I pass the data from postcard profile and original content for it to process. And the second thing, yeah, similarly, I will check for other workflow as well. So I will include tag like this, and now I will also, yeah, and beside passing the data from the trigger input, you can also pass the data from other step output, which in this case, in this step, is pass the data from this step. So similarly, I will do the same for other step as well. Okay, we finish. And now the next step for us to, if we just stop at this step, we will not, we will not we are not completely sure whether the result will be generated the way that we want. So probably you can try running the workflow for the first time to see it result first, and then we can have a comparison. So as you can see here, the result do not include the information compared to the last run that I have with my workflow like this. It's not, it does not generate in the format that I really want. So we need to take some step further to make this workflow more powerful and help and enable the workflow to generate the result that we want. So the step we need to take here is to set up the agent behind the workflow. So we will come back to the workflow that I create here. So probably I will uh, I will I will add the workflow to be more specialized in making recap. So I can use this, enhance this background. And I can also provide some desired format for the workflow. Then as you can see with this run, with this step, the workflow generate for me Gus background, discussion highlight, key takeaway. So I will also include this for me. And furthermore, I can also include the example that the workflow can learn from it. So I will input the example is just like this. Okay, and I update the workflow. I update the agent. Furthermore, one step that you need to take is to change the model behind the workflow. So in this case, I would choose GPT-4o because GPT-4o would be good at specifying the format for the content for me. So I would choose this model. And then similarly, you can also edit the agent behind other workflow as well. So for this crop content highlight, I will um, I will ask it to generate the and key point key point code and highlight for me. So I enhance this background, and maybe I can ask it to generate 10 piece of content for me to choose. Then similarly, I should change the model of this agent as well. So I will do the same for other agent here. I will ask the prompt to create 3 compelling posts. Maybe I will need 3, and then here similarly okay, so here I also need 3 posts, and for Instagram as well 3 posts. Okay, and after editing the workflow, we will take a look whether the workflow generate the result that we really want here. So I will try to input my postcard URL here again, and then I start running with running the workflow to see the result. Okay, as you can see, in terms of the format, the workflow truly improved. Even if after you create the result here, you can regenerate the result by putting in some requirement. For example, I needed to dive deeper into each key takeaway. So I regenerate with prompt like this, and the workflow also regenerate for me the result. So as you can see, it's deep dive the content behind its key takeaway for me, and it's completely good. Okay, as you can see, with some effort you put in editing the workflow, now you can have a really good, powerful and functional tool to be published. And as a good practice, if you like the workflow, you can publish it and use this as your lead generation tool. And just like what I just shared in my last video about postcard marketing here. Okay, I think that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope after this video you will understand the process of building a free tool, an AI workflow on MindPal, and you will also understand how to make your workflow more powerful on MindPal. So I hope you have enjoyable experience building on MindPal. If you need other resource, feel free to go to our workflow template library to explore more workflow template. You can also go to our community to explore our other content, educational resources, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive more tutorial videos from us. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.